Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. A federal judge has temporarily blocked a decision by the Trump administration to pause federal funding. According to officials, the order came from U.S. District Judge Lauren Alicon minutes before the temporary pause was to go into effect on Tuesday. The pause on the disbursement of federal funding was scheduled to begin at 5 p.m. Officials say the decision to pause the funding was made to allow time for the Trump administration to review agency programs and ensure the spending complies with Trump's recent executive orders. However, Democrats argue the move is unconstitutional and will cause chaos for local governments, schools, and nonprofits that rely on federal funding. Alicon's short-term pause will prevent the freeze on federal funding through 5 p.m. on Monday, February 3rd. If instituted, officials say the pause on federal funding will not affect Social Security, Medicare, or assistance provided directly to individuals. A man charged with arson in Schuylkill County has been taken into custody. According to police, Tyree Dunn was wanted following a fire in Pottsville on January 17th that destroyed 2 homes. Following an investigation, officials say the fire was intentionally set by Dunn using Molotov cocktails. Officials say a task force located Dunn in New Jersey on Monday, but that Dunn attempted to flee the scene and swung a pickaxe at officers before taken into custody. Dunn has been transported back to Pennsylvania and is facing multiple charges including arson, aggravated assault, simple assault, and retail theft. He is currently behind bars at the Schuylkill County Prison, unable to post his $500,000 straight cash bail. Hazleton City Police are searching for a missing person. Nicholas Stewart was last seen on January 27th around 8 a.m. in the 400 block of Samuels Avenue. Police say Stewart was wearing red-framed glasses, a black shirt, black pants, and red and black Adidas sneakers at the time of the disappearance. He may also be wearing a red Nike hoodie. Stewart is described by police as standing 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing 315 pounds. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts is asked to contact the Hazleton City Police Department at 570-459-4940, extension 218. A resolution recognizing March 25th as National Medal of Honor Day in Pennsylvania has been approved by the House Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness Committee. The resolution was sponsored by PA State Representative Dane Wacho, who said the resolution will serve as the heartfelt tribute to the Medal of Honor recipients in the Commonwealth.
There are currently 3,517 Medal of Honor recipients across the United States. Of that number, more than 1 in 10 Medal of Honor recipients come from our great Commonwealth. Pennsylvania is the second only to New York in a number of Native Medal of Honor recipients across the United States, with a total of 378 Pennsylvania natives having the Medal of Honor.
The resolution was unanimously approved by the committee on Tuesday and will now move to the full House of Representatives for consideration. Coming up on WYLN News, the Helping Hand Society raises funds with a Diamond Drop dinner dance. Plus, a new exhibit comes to the Hazleton Art League. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's only nationally ranked hospital. We turn setbacks into comebacks one movement at a time. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or 833-LV-ORTHO.
It's kind of partly cloudy and it's kind of cold.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazelton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Like and follow Wyln News on Facebook for the Wyln News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Helping Hand Society held the Diamond Drop Dinner Dance on Saturday at the Valley Country Club. The event ran from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and featured diamonds, dinner, and dancing. Participants at the fundraiser also had the opportunity to win a $1,700 diamond ring donated by Felton's Jewelers. Proceeds from the event went to the Helping Hand Society, a nonprofit organization in Hazleton that seeks to provide educational and therapeutic services to special needs children in the area. The Hazleton Art League has announced the opening of a new dual exhibit. During the month of February, the Art League will be showcasing the artwork of Dominican painter Wander Matos and African-American graphic artist Gary Jones. The dual exhibits are called Emociones y Memorias and Immortal Splendor. The exhibition will kick off with a reception on Friday, January 31st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hayden Family Center for the Arts. Visitors can also meet with the artists during the Art League's monthly coffee talk on Sunday, February 2nd from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The artwork can be viewed during normal gallery hours on Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and from Saturday to Sunday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. through February 23rd. WYLN is bringing Hazleton area basketball into your living room this season. You can catch the Hazleton area boys basketball team on Thursday, February 6th as they take on the Dallas Mountaineers at 7 p.m. Or you can catch the Hazleton area girls basketball team on Thursday, January 30th at 7 p.m. as they face the Pittston area Patriots. Watch the games live on WYLN or watch them anytime on the WYLN TV 35 YouTube channel. Coming up on Weatherly's News Choice, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Wilkes-Barre Part 3. Plus, we kick off Heart Month on this week's Wellness Wednesday. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
And you will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Roadstocks. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, John D'Angelo's story is beautiful. 82, a lot of degeneration, not getting any better. He was so happy that Gentle Chiropractic helped him and Medicare paid for it. Tune in for a great show.
As the 20th century approached, innovation would come to Wilkes-Barre in many forms. Many of them would come from immigrants that set roots down in the city. One of these was Father Josef Mergus, who immigrated from today's Slovakia in 1896. An amateur inventor, Mergus was particularly interested in radiotelegraphy. In September 1905, he successfully tested a wireless radio transmitting between Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. This in many ways can be considered a forerunner of today's internet technology. The sporting world will also see innovation in the city beginning on Memorial Day 1906. The then newly founded Wilkes-Barre Automobilist Club had noticed the large crowds that turned out for Long Island's Vanderbilt Cup auto race in the years prior, and decided to start a race of their own. East Northampton Street nearby Laurel Run was chosen as the site for the race once it was decided to make it a hill climb race. Today, what has become known as the Giants Despair Hill Climb is the oldest continual motorsport event in Pennsylvania, and one of the oldest in the world. Among the drivers who have tried their luck at the course over the years include such legendary names as Ralph De Palma, Louis Chevrolet, Carroll Shelby, and Roger Penske. But not all will be positive for the Wilkes-Barre area over these years. On the afternoon of August 18, 1890, a tornado touched down across the Susquehanna and Nanticoke. It crossed the river and entered the city around 5:30, where it rapidly intensified to F3 strength and reached a width of 300 yards across. It tore up Main, Wood, and Franklin streets, heavily damaging the city's industrial center. 16 people were killed and 260 buildings were destroyed. The mines would also be the scenes of tragedy in Wilkes-Barre. On June 5, 1919, the Delaware and Hudson Coal Company's Baltimore mine tunnel would be the site of a particularly grim accident. 450 men worked in the mine, which was located at the corner of North Sherman, Spring, and Pine streets. About 100 of the miners were riding up to the surface in a series of mine cars, at least one of which carried barrels of blasting powder. About 200 feet from the mine entrance, the powder detonated in a major explosion, and the ventilation shaft sent the flames scorching back through the mine towards other unsuspecting miners. The exact cause of the explosion has never been determined. Some theorize that a loose power cable might have ignited the powder, while others believe an open flame, perhaps from a lantern or pipe, was the cause. Whatever triggered it, however, the blast killed 92 miners and injured 44, many suffering horrific burns. By the late 1920s, Wilkes-Barre was still thriving, and it was the site of a landmark moment in sports history on October 12, 1926, when Babe Ruth, then at the height of his career, came to town to play in an exhibition game between Hughstown and Larksville at Artillery Park. The Sultan of Swat was quite familiar with the area, as he had a cabin near Blakely that he would frequent in the off-season. Playing for Hughstown, Ruth would uncork a massive home run off Larksville's Ernie Corcoran, one that would eventually come down in a Kirby Park High School running track a good distance away. An amazed Ruth would ask for an official measurement, and it would be determined that the home run traveled a whopping 650 feet, the longest of Ruth's storied career, and what today is believed to have been the longest home run in the history of organized baseball. 4 years later, Wilkes-Barre would also see the creation of a major comic strip character. Ham Fisher was working as a cartoonist for the Wilkes-Barre Record when an interview with a local boxer, the exact identity of the boxer varies by account, inspired him to create his own boxing character. Many newspapers rejected Fisher's idea, but eventually the McNaught Syndicate decided to take a chance on it. Joe Palooka, the name believed to be slang for an inept fighter, made his strip debut on April 19, 1930, and quickly became extremely popular. By 1948, Joe and his supporting cast, girlfriend Ann Howe, trainer Nobby Walsh, sparring partner Humphrey Pennyworth, and others, headlined one of the 5 most popular strips in the country, one that sold all sorts of merchandising and even spawned several movie serials. After Fisher's death in 1955, others continued the strip for many years afterwards. Declining revenues would eventually ring the final bell for the strip in 1984, with the last segment appearing in newspapers on November 24th of that year. Wilkes-Barre did not forget the comics legend, as a mountain south of the city was officially named Joe Palooka Mountain in 1980, with the monument of Palooka situated at the peak's base. Higher education took root in Wilkes-Barre at the beginning of the Great Depression. Bucknell University in Lewisburg would be a major conduit for this, establishing a satellite campus, originally called Bucknell University Junior College, in 1933. Classes originally took place in the Wilkes-Barre Business College building downtown. Within a few years, though, they had been shifted to former mansions in South River and South Franklin Streets. By 1945, Bucknell made plans to expand the institution to a 4-year college. It became the independent Wilkes College in 1947. In 1989, the name was changed to Wilkes University after it received university accreditation from Pennsylvania. A rival Wilkes-Barre College would be founded around the same time. Wilkes became an independent institution. A brainchild of priests from the Congregation of Holy Cross, with some additional input from Notre Dame University clergymen, King's College opened its doors down the street from Wilkes in 1946. Its originally stated mission was to offer higher education to the children of local coal miners and mill workers. Both Kings and Wilkes continue to serve the Wilkes-Barre area and beyond today.
Express Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I am here at LVPG Cardiology offices at the Health and Wellness Center, and I am here with one of our wonderful cardiologists and also the vice chair of cardiac medicine for Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, Dr. Yaqub Maheen. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, of course, Heart Month is here, and we want to, once again, educate you about some things you may not know about. So, we are talking about aortic stenosis. Some people will be like, okay, what's that? Well, that's why we're here with the expert. Dr. Mohideen, tell us what it is and what are symptoms of that.
So aortic stenosis is narrowing of one of our cardiac valves or heart valves, aortic valve. We have 4 heart valves: aortic, mitral, tricuspid, and pulmonic. Aortic valve is a valve that opens when the heart pumps. It pumps blood out of the heart into the aorta, which goes to the rest of the body, and that's the aortic valve. So over time, by the time patients get to be 80, 90 years old, up to 9% of the population can develop aortic stenosis. That's called senile or age-related aortic stenosis. And then there's another population that develops aortic stenosis or severe aortic stenosis in their 50s to 60s. And that's a population of patients, and it's a small subset that is born with 2 cusps on the aortic valve as opposed to 3 cusps, which is normal. So there is a more rapid wear and tear of the aortic valve, and by the time they get to be 50, 60 years old, the aortic valve becomes severely narrowed, and it needs to be replaced. But majority of the patients that we see with aortic stenosis are in their 80s and 90s, and by the time they had developed aortic stenosis, that's their age group. But it starts with mild, moderate, and then severe. And we do screening with periodic echocardiograms depending on what we hear on exam. And that's the first way that aortic stenosis is picked up, is by just a regular physical exam.
So you really, there's no, symptoms that you
So the symptoms of aortic stenosis usually don't, the patients don't experience them till aortic stenosis is at least moderate or severe.
Okay.
And the symptoms are shortness of breath, chest pain, or passing out or syncope. And usually our plan is to catch it much before people develop symptoms. But those are the main symptoms of aortic stenosis, and they usually don't develop till the person has severe aortic stenosis.
So if you ignore the symptoms, you don't see answers from your doctor, and then hence, to a cardiologist, what could happen?
So passing out, chest pain, death, in rare instances, if it's critical aortic stenosis that has not been diagnosed, the patient didn't seek help or was not seeing their primary care physician regularly, then there's a good chance that it's not going to get picked up, because people themselves cannot really hear their own murmur. So the most important thing is, having a regular follow-up with your family physician, and it's picked up because of a heart murmur on exam, and that it requires further workup such as echocardiogram to determine the severity of aortic stenosis.
So what could someone say, you're saying, the mild, younger age group, is there anything they could do that would prevent it from getting worse, or it's just that time frame of,
Yes, it's just a time frame. There's nothing that we can actually do to prevent progression of aortic stenosis, because it is going to happen. There's calcium deposition, age-related calcium deposition of the valve, and that leads to the narrowing. And when it's time, it needs to be replaced. It's a mechanical problem that requires a mechanical fix. There is no medication for fixing aortic stenosis.
Anything else you want to mention about it?
So, there are instances where, people come in because of a heart murmur, they see us, or they'll see their family physician and they'll order an echocardiogram, they'll have mild aortic stenosis, and then, the patient's just put it on the back burner. They may not come in for 10, 15, 20 years. And by the time they present, now it's severe to critical aortic stenosis. So if you do have aortic stenosis, you need a periodic echocardiogram. If it's mild, usually 3 to 5 years. If it's moderate, then it's usually 2 years or so. And then if it's severe aortic stenosis, then we, depending on the patient's symptoms, then we'll proceed to having them be evaluated by CT surgery or interventional cardiology, usually a combination of both, because now we have newer ways of treating aortic stenosis, which include minimally invasive transcatheter aortic valve replacement.
This is great information, and don't ignore your heart symptoms. Don't ignore any type of symptoms. Seek medical attention. And doctor, thank you so much for this great information.
Thank you.
Have a great day, and thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,